Chapter 7. Crystal, Jasper, and Chad landed in her city in the middle of the afternoon. They did not expect Kelly to be home at that hour of the day, so they were surprised when the door was opened to their knock. "Aunt Nancy, it's so good to see you again. When did you come back to life?" Crystal exclaimed. "Yesterday," Nancy replied. "Come in. Kelly, Dan, and Hope won't be here until 5:30 p.m. "How did they take your coming to them?" Crystal inquired. "Not very friendly. It was like they treated me as a nuisance," Nancy informed. "What have you been doing with yourself since I died?" "Well, I sold your home in their town and went to work for Pilgrimage." "How exciting! What brings you back here? I suspect Kelly has given you the cold shoulder over the years, as she is giving me now." "Yes, I haven't talked with her since I went to Pilgrimage. But Aunt Nancy, this is Jasper White, my fiance." "Your fiance? How exciting! Jasper White of Detecting White Lies, Incorporated?" "That's right, ma'am," Jasper piped in. "Well, it's a pleasure to finally meet you. Maybe you can tell me how I'm supposed to use this." Nancy held up her unlimited credit card. "Crystal, since we have some time before your sister comes home, why don't we show Aunt Nancy what we have been doing?" "Sounds great. Come, Aunt Nancy, we are going to have some fun," Crystal said. They went to the car, and Nancy was introduced to Chad. Then Jasper asked, "Aunt Nancy, what would you like to get rid of most if you could?" "Well, it would be cigarettes. I hated it when Crystal couldn't keep a job because they allowed smoking in the building," Nancy confessed. "Then let's go to the nearest store and you can buy up all the cigarettes," Jasper said joyfully. Nancy couldn't believe what she was hearing, but she was game. And when the truck pulled up behind them and the angels got out and started loading her purchase, she cried out in exultation, "Can we do this some more? I can think of other things that really bugged me when I was living down here." "Like what?" Jasper asked. "Like seeing porn magazines or forbidden food like pork, lobsters, and mushrooms." "Then let's go shopping," Crystal said matter-of-factly. "Is it really that easy now?" Nancy asked hopefully. "Yes, it is," Chad replied. "And when you are called up to the marriage supper, it will be my job to carry on the work of removing all things that offend, to teach those who get left behind how to prepare themselves for the second coming of our Lord Jesus Christ." "But they haven't listened up to this point, so just removing things won't solve the problem completely. Their hearts won't have changed," Nancy said imploringly. "True, but events that take place during the day of God's wrath will help them see their need of changing. They will see that the only way they are going to survive is by acknowledging that God is the only one who can save them out of the trouble in which they will find themselves," Chad said soothingly. "Good. Now let's go to a bunch of stores and do what I've always wanted to do, get rid of the evil in them," Nancy said triumphantly. They covered quite a bit of the city by the time 5:30 p.m. came around, and they got back to Kelly's house just in time to see them pull into the driveway. They were greeted by Kelly saying, "Well, if my day wasn't bad enough, here comes some more trouble. Kelly, you remember my corresponding with Jasper White years ago?" "Yes, he dumped you and ruined my dream to have a double wedding." "Well, we are getting married in a couple of weeks, and I would like you to be my matron of honor, and I would like my niece Hope to be the flower girl. Will you come?" Crystal asked. 2 weeks doesn't give us much time to get ready," Kelly stalled. Don't worry about anything. We can go shopping for the dresses and everything else we need, and Jasper will pay for the hotel and airplane tickets so you don't have to miss much time off work." Callie turned to Dan and asked, "What do you think?" "It's up to you, darling. I'm game if you are." "Okay, we'll go." That evening they all had fun shopping, and Crystal was having the time of her life getting to know her niece Hope. She was going to make the cutest flower girl. "What are you going to do for a ring bearer?" Callie asked. "I'm not sure. Do you know of anyone?" "No, I don't know anyone who would want to go that far away just for a wedding," Kelly said. "Then we will just be content to have the prettiest flower girl around," Crystal said as she caressed Hope. "Oh, Aunt Crystal, this will be my first time as a flower girl." When they got to the hotel that night, before they left to go to their separate rooms, Crystal said, "Jasper, I'm really surprised Kelly said yes. She even seemed civil after a while." "Yes, it was a shock after what you told me about her." Ring! "Hello? Jasper, it's Brian. I've located Whitney Brown. She has gotten married and is now a Whitney Gogan, and she still lives in her city." "That's great, Brian." Jasper got her address and hung up. "Crystal, tomorrow we go to see Whitney." Crystal and Jasper found the address and saw 3 little boys playing in the yard. The oldest one greeted them with, "Are you here to see my mom?" "Yes, if your mom's name is Whitney Gogan," Crystal said. "Yes, that's her. My name is Peter, and there are my brothers, Paul and Andrew." "It's a pleasure to meet you," Crystal said. Peter opened the front door and hollered, "Mom, you've got company." Whitney came from the kitchen and stopped short. "Why, it's Crystal Matthews, isn't it?" "Yes, Whitney, it is. I'm so glad we have found you. Your boys are just lovely." "Yes, I'm very proud of them. They keep me busy." "Whitney, this is my fiance, Jasper White." Jasper White. Why does that name sound familiar? "Oh boy, here we go again. Will I never escape my past?" Jasper smiled sheepishly. "Oh, I remember. You're the guy who broke Crystal's heart. Well, I can see by the look of her now you've made it up to her. Good for you." "I can see by those 3 boys outside that you must have found someone special too," Crystal quipped. "Yes, his name is Zeke. When I found him, I couldn't let him go." "When are you getting married?" "In 2 weeks. I want you to be one of my bridesmaids, and Peter is just my niece's age. I'd love for him to be the ring bearer." Whitney went over to the door and yelled, "Peter, can you come here for a moment?" "Yes, Mom." "Would you like to be a ring bearer at Crystal's wedding?" "What's a ring bearer do?" "He carries the wedding rings down the aisle and hands them to the bride and groom when asked to do so." "Sounds like fun." "Well, you can count us in." "But wait, Whitney, the wedding is to take place in their city," Crystal said. "We'll pay for all your traveling expenses." "Don't care where it is, you can count on us. Zeke will say yes, I know he will." "Can you come shopping with us today to get your wedding outfits?" "Sure, let's go." Benedict McLaughlin looked out at his car lot and thought, why can't every day be like this one when he had sold 3 cars in the matter of minutes? He looked at the empty room and decided now would be a good time to put his plan into action. Ring! "Hello? That you, Tony?" "Yes, it's Benedict. I've got a job for you, and if you pull this off, it will make us both very rich. You still friends with Tucker?" "Yes." "Well, here's what I want you to do. I have these 2 guys in here that claim that they have a rich father. I want you to kidnap them and hold them for ransom. Their names are Jasper White and Alex King." Benedict gave Tony all the details of how to find them that he knew, and Tony replied, How rich is their father? Oh, rich enough for Alex to be able to buy 2 cars without even batting an eyelash. They don't they don't have the same last name. How do you know they have the same father? Never mind the details. You just kidnap them and we'll find out how to get in touch with their father then. Okay, bye. Bye. Benedict sat back in his chair, pleased with himself. He had the strangest feeling that this transaction was going to make him very rich. The way Jasper and Alex had talked about their father made him believe they were very, very rich. He had used Tony and Tucker before to steal cars for him so he could collect the insurance money. They could be trusted, and he knew that they were very crafty men. They would find a way to do the kidnapping without too much trouble.